Hello, beautiful friends. So today we have a Yin Yoga class because we've just had the autumn equinox, and I'll let you in on a little secret. I used to dread the change of the seasons because my favorite season is spring. I love the longer days. I like it when it's not too hot. And the trees are coming out, the flowers are coming out. So, and I used to really start getting a bit depressed actually when it came to autumn because I have horses as well. So anyone who has horses or livestock of any kind doesn't like the shorter days because you don't have much to do or much time to do things, or you're going around in the dark, which head torch is great. So I decided this year it would be a good idea, a good opportunity to transition myself from summer into autumn, and instead of focusing on what I don't enjoy, to focus on what I do enjoy, what I can appreciate about each month of the year. So we will be focusing on gratitude and grounding and surrendering into this transition, because we can't do anything about it, right? And when we label something as bad or wrong or unpleasant, then it becomes so. Whereas if we change our attitude, and if we really give thanks for all that has been over the past few months, over the summer, and all that is to come over the coming autumn, and when my cat is playing with the curtains, so we may suddenly be flooded with light, then we can feel a little bit better about it. And it's also about honouring Mother Earth. Yeah, it's about honouring Mother Earth, honouring Mother Nature. So we're going to start off in Shavasana, in your corpse pose. Now, if you are one of the people who, when you're lying flat, your head feels like it's tilting back and it's not comfortable, there's any strain on your neck, then please do put a cushion or a rolled up towel or whatever underneath your head so that there's no discomfort. If you have any issues with your back, you can place a bolster or block or something underneath your knees, or you can even bend your knees, take your feet mat width apart, turn the toes inwards so they're slightly pigeon-toed, and let the knees rest against each other so you're not having to hold in position. And then rest your arms out beside you, palms upwards in a gesture of openness and receptivity, but away from the body. So there's plenty of room for the air, for energy to flow around your body. And then just allow your eyes to close. Just taking your awareness inwards. Because as I was just saying to my other classes, we have so much stimulation nowadays, with social media, with 24-hour news channels, with all these apps, with everything. We've got so much stimulating our mind. Back when I was a child, we didn't have 24-hour-a-day television, for example. We didn't have the internet, we didn't have Google, we didn't have Amazon, we didn't have any of that kind of thing. And whilst social media, etc., can be awesome in some ways, it can also cause us to have a short attention span and to also suffer adrenal fatigue because we're overstimulated, and yet most of us are underactive. So we've got too much going on in our brain. Our brain's too active, our mind isn't active, which is one of the reasons we may struggle to sleep, that kind of thing. So just notice how it feels when you take your awareness inwards. How busy is your mind today, for example? Is it chatting about what you've got to do later? Some of us really struggle to be still, to take time out just to be. Especially as women, it's like we feel guilty if we're not busy every single one of our 24 hours of a day. It's like, if we take time out, we feel guilty about it. And we might feel fidgety. You might have your to-do list running through your mind. So just notice that, okay? Rather than trying to stop yourself from thinking or berating yourself, just simply see if you can observe. And even bring a gentle smile to your face. Quite often we don't realize that we're kind of frowning or clenching our teeth until we release the tension. So notice how as you bring that, just a gentle smile to your face, or a big cheesy grin if you like, but at least a gentle smile. Notice how that relaxes your whole face. And then it starts to feel like you're relaxing from the inside out. So you might start to feel like your heart is relaxing. You might start to feel like your lungs and inner organs are relaxing. And as you're lying here, just be mindful of your natural breath. So without trying to force it in any particular direction, without trying to change it or make it anything other than it is, just simply observe your body breathing. So noticing perhaps if you're breathing in your chest, or if you're breathing into your ribs, or if you're breathing into your belly. Notice the subtle movements, or maybe not so subtle movements, or notice the lack of movement. So does your body feel quite tight and rigid, or does it feel quite soft and open? And remember, however it is right now, there's no rights or wrongs. It's not about criticizing yourself or making yourself wrong. It's just about observing, noticing. And notice the changes. So as you're observing yourself, notice the changes. So it may be that as you observe an area of tension, that area might spontaneously relax, or it might go the other way and get even tighter. As you're observing the breath, it might slow down or it might speed up. You might suddenly breathe a lot more deeply, or you might become shallow. Again, try not to change anything and try not to label anything as good or bad, right, wrong, pleasant, unpleasant. Just simply notice. And just imagine surrendering to this moment. And keep in mind as well what I said a moment ago about us feeling like we have to be busy all the time. And think of nature, how nature is kind of busy in the spring and the summer, and then autumn is about reaping the benefits of all that work, all that activity. And then going into winter is a time of rest and restoring. And a lot of our health problems and sleep problems are due to the fact that we don't adapt our lifestyles to the changing seasons. We try to live the same kind of lifestyle all year round, and that's not good. Our body's needs change during autumn and winter. We might start to need more sleep. We might start to crave more warming foods, for example. So it's about being aware of that. So part of that is to notice how it feels right now. So you may have had a busy summer, you may have done quite a strong practice over the summer, and you may be a bit like me. I used to hate Yin Yoga. I'd be like, oh God, I want to get going. And that may be you, and that's okay. And that just shows you need it more. So just being aware, and part of being aware of yourself is that you notice your changing needs throughout the year. And then just bring to mind at least 2 things that you are grateful for, that you are thankful for, whether personal or universal, in regards to autumn. Things that you enjoy, you like, you love about autumn. So it might be noticing the colours of the trees, for example. It might be watching the plants as they change. It might be the fact that the weather's a bit cooler. It might be the fact that we bring in the harvest. It might be the fact that you like the fruits and vegetables that are coming into season now. You might like snuggling up in a warm blanket, that kind of thing. So whatever it might be, it's perfect. It's just for you. And notice how that gratitude feels in your body. Because when we focus on things we don't like, don't want, we're going to feel rubbish, right? When we focus on the things that we could appreciate, that we could enjoy, then that changes our emotional state. So imagine that energy of gratitude vibrating through your whole body. And on your next in-breath, stretch out your arms, stretch out your legs, big stretch, like you're trying to make your body even longer. And exhaling as you hug the knees in towards your chest. And just hug and release a couple of times. Feel that relaxing your lower back. Mr. Rumpelstiltskin is doing his practice here with me as well. So as you exhale, hug the knees in. As you inhale, release them a little bit. Again, feel that gentle stretch on your back body. Just flex and point your feet a couple of times. then just pop your feet down, feet about hip width. So feet in front of your sit bones, arms down beside you. Inhale, shrug your shoulders around your ears. And exhale, slide your shoulder blades down. Press your feet into the floor, press your arms and shoulders into the floor. You're going to inhale, start to peel yourself off the floor into a bridge pose. Lift your hips, lift your chest. Imagine bringing your chest towards your chin. Hold for a second at the top. Then exhale as you come down. Imagine massaging the spine. Press down into your shoulder blades, down into your back ribs, down into your waist, pelvis, tailbone last. So inhale, tailbone tucks under. Visualize your spine as you lift it, peel it off the floor. Push into your feet, push into your arms, push into your shoulders. Squeeze your tush. Then exhale, massaging the spine as you're rolling all the way down. So imagine you can see your spine. Imagine you can see yourself peeling it off the mat, one vertebrae at a time. Lifting your ribs, lifting your hips, lifting your heart upwards, opening out your heart space. And exhaling, massaging your spine all the way down. Again, draw the knees in towards your chest. Inhale, bring your nose towards your knee. And just rock yourself up to sitting. Bring yourself over onto your knees. And if you have any issues with kneeling, you can always put towels or cushions behind your knees. Take your knees as wide as you can. And just nestle your bum between your heels. And kind of have a little wiggle jiggle here to bring a bit of movement into your spine as well. So just wiggle the ribs side to side a little bit. You can go slower if you need to. You can even do a kind of circular movement. There's no rights or wrongs. It's about listening to your body and doing what feels right for you today. Every time you're on the mat, it's like an ongoing conversation with your body. And a few little spine flexes. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, round. You can have your fingertips on the floor or on your thighs. And if you do need to pop some cushions or something behind your knees so that you can, there's not such a strong flex. Keep your head in a neutral position, which is just about warming up your spine and opening up your heart space. 3, 2, 1. And coming back, keeping the knees wide and just very gently walking the hands out and feel the stretch on your inner thighs and on your spine as you're walking out. So one hand, then the other, ow, you're biting. Stretching the hands out. Inhale, lift your head, look forward. As you exhale, imagine melting your heart towards the mat. So if your head doesn't quite touch the floor, you can either let it hang or you can rest it on a cushion. If you've got tight shoulders, you can maybe take the hands even wider. And maybe you can think of like a little pulse here. As you inhale, imagine lifting through the back of your heart. As you exhale, allow the front of your heart to melt down into the floor. I'm being attacked by a ginger ninja, Mr. Rumpelstiltskin. And imagine honoring Mother Earth here. So focus on your heart space. So as you breathe in, feel the back of your heart expanding. So almost like a little mini spine flex. As you breathe out, feel the front of your heart melting down into the floor. Now imagine that you're outside on the ground, on the earth. And with your forehead on or towards the floor, imagine looking out through your third eye point down into Mother Earth. Imagine honoring Mother Earth. Think of how she is a living, breathing entity, billions of years old. You know, we tend to forget that she doesn't really need us. She's been here for billions of years, yet we rely on her. And I honestly think that if we could encourage more people to remember their connection with Earth, then they would do less to damage or disrespect her, because when we remember that she was a living, breathing entity and that she provides all our needs, and when we remember our own divinity, our own nature, then we're going to be kinder and more compassionate. But so many of us have lost that connection with our own divinity, our own nature, because we are nature, and therefore with the earth around us. So take a moment to remember your own divinity, your own nature. So you are the same as the trees, the birds. You know, when often I see, for example, a plant growing out of the concrete, I think, wow, how tenacious, how determined. And that plant is us. We are nature, we are determined, we are tenacious. It's just we often forget that. So remember that now as you're honouring Mother Earth, and notice whatever other thoughts, feelings, emotions arise. You may feel emotional, that's okay. Just imagine your heart melting down into the earth, expanding, opening, just being one with nature, with divinity. Whatever name you wish to use, whether you wish to use God, whether you wish to use life force energy, whether you wish to use prana or just nature, whatever term you wish to use, the cosmos, cosmic, divine intelligence, doesn't matter. It's all the same thing. So maybe try taking your hands even wider. Have your palms down. And I want you to imagine roots extending from the palms of your hands, going down through the floor, down through the foundations, down into the earth. Visualize them like roots, plant roots, tree roots, going down, down, down into the earth, connecting you with Mother Earth, but also drawing energy up from the earth. Now you might start to feel warmth or tingling in the palms of your hands. You might feel some other sensation. You might feel nothing at all. It doesn't matter. Just visualize that as you're allowing your heart to melt into the floor. Just totally being in the present moment, honoring Mother Earth. Take another nice deep breath into your heart space. As you exhale, feel yourself melting even more down into the mat. Then after you breathe all the air out, slowly lift your head, and as if you've got all the time in the world, start to walk the hands towards you slower than you maybe want to. And come back up. Bring your knees in. Come up if you need to. If you need to, you can pop a cushion or a blanket or something behind your knees, and just come up to sitting on your knees and just roll the shoulders a couple of times. Nice big circles. And then dropping the chin and starting to roll the head side to side, a little half circle. Inhale to the side. Exhale, chin to chest. Stretching out your side of your neck. And so roll your ear towards your right shoulder. Reaching your right hand down towards the floor. And taking your left arm out, reach around and try and grab your right bicep. So you can relax the right arm, ear towards the shoulder, just stretching out the side of the neck. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, blow through the lips to relax your mouth. It might feel silly, but it relaxes your mouth and jaw. One more inhale. So release the arms, roll the chin to the chest, and roll it towards the other side. So left ear towards left shoulder, reaching right hand down towards the floor. And taking that right arm around behind you, grab hold of your left bicep. And relax the head, try and let it be nice and heavy, so you're stretching out the side of the neck. Good, inhale through the nose. Exhale. And blow your lips. One more, breathe in. Also release the stretch, roll your chin to your chest. Take another breath here. And lift your head back up. Then if you've got a cushion or anything, let it go. Come onto your toes. Free up any rebellious toes. So with Yin Yoga, we do Yin soft restorative poses and Yang dynamic poses. So we do a pose that I absolutely love, Ustrasana, camel pose. Now, think of them as heart openers rather than back bends. When we say back bend, we think of bending backwards. Think of opening through your heart, opening, expanding the front of the body. So to start with, hands on the hips, think of tucking your tailbone under. So there I'm sticking the tailbone back, think of tucking your tailbone under, lift up through the thighs, lift the hips, lift your chest, press your elbows back. You can either keep your chin in neutral or you can lift your head slightly as long as there's no tension in your neck. Again, think of opening the front of the heart, squeeze your butt. Imagine you've got a drawstring on your elbows and you're squeezing your elbows back. Again, really opening and expanding that heart space. Take another breath into your heart. As you exhale, tuck the tailbone under again. Use your thighs to come back down. We do that again. This time, as we do that, as we hold it, I want you to think of at least 3 really enjoyable memories from this summer. 3 things you've absolutely loved this summer. Doesn't matter what they are, doesn't matter when they are. Just think whatever 3 things come to mind is perfect. So tuck your tailbone under, drive up through your hips, lift your sternum, press your elbows back, squeeze your butt, take a couple of breaths here. You can either keep the chin tucked in or lift it slightly, whatever feels best for your head and neck. Or you can take it all the way back if that feels good. Again, bring to mind those 3. You may have more than 3. I hope you have got more than 3. But 3, at least 3, whatever the first 3 that come to mind, and notice how that energy feels. So it's more about the connecting with the energy than what it is you're actually thinking about. So 3 things that bring a smile to your face. And breathe in. As you breathe out, again, tuck your tailbone under. Come back down onto your thighs. Now do that once more. You can repeat with the hands on your waist, or you can try with your hands on your heels. So tuck the tailbone under. Lift up through your heart. If your hands are on your heels, make sure there's no weight on your hands, or alternatively, you can clasp your hands, keep lifting through your chest, and feel that sense of joyfulness, of happiness, vibrating throughout every cell in your being when you think of those happy memories, those memories of summer. So you're going to tuck the tailbone under, come back down. See if you can stay in toe stand. So with the toes tucked under, hands on the thighs, gaze soft. If you need to at any point, you can bring the fingertips down onto the floor so it's less of a stretch. If not, just taking 2 full deep breaths here, stretching out those toes. Some people really hate this pose. It's one of those that feels really good when you come out of it, but it's good to stretch out those toes. When you breathe all the way out, come up, undo the feet, and just notice how good that feels when you undo the feet, when you take them out. From here, take your right leg out to the side. And do Parigasana gate pose. So left knee in line with your hip. I don't care where your right foot is pointing, as long as the foot is flat and this thigh is firm. So no bent knee, no floppy foot. So really push into that foot, tailbone tucked under, squeeze your thighs, draw your belly button in, take the arms out, shoulders relax, breathe in. As you breathe out, stretch up and over as if you're trying to reach down towards that foot. Now you might stretch further than me, that's okay. That's absolutely fine. You might just want to stay here and breathe, or you might want to inhale, lift up a little bit, and exhale, see if you can stretch a little bit further. Stay here for 2 more breaths. Keep your thighs super firm, open your heart, stretching out your side waist. Breathing in, open through your ribs. And breathe out, stretch a little bit further. And inhale up, relax the arms, bring that foot in, and take the other foot out. Again, don't care where that foot is pointing, as long as it's flat. Firm up the thighs, tailbone tucked. Draw your pelvic floor muscles in, arms out, inhale, exhale, stretch up and over. Again, you can stay here, or you can inhale up, and exhale across. Wherever you are, whether you're staying or whether you're moving, repeat in your own mind, I move easily with the rhythm and flow of life. I move easily with the rhythm and flow of life. Coming up, relax the arms, relax the legs. Do that once more each side, so take the other foot out, and tailbone tucked. Squeeze your thigh muscles, squeeze your knees, and draw your belly button in, breathe in. As you breathe out, again, stretch up and over, which is if you're trying to reach down towards that foot. Keep the thighs firm. You can look forward, you can look up. Try and open up through the chest, so you're really stretching out the side waist. I move easily with the rhythm and flow of life. When you breathe your next exhale, inhale, lift up, and exhale, relax the arms, bring that knee in, take your other foot out, and tailbone tucked, pull up your thigh muscles, pull up your kneecaps, shoulders relax, inhale, exhale, stretch. And you're going up and over. Again, if you can stretch further than me, that's great. Stretch even further. Wherever you are is perfect. Just make sure this knee doesn't bend. I move easily with the rhythm and flow of life. And after your next exhale, inhale, lift up, relax the arms, relax the legs. Sit back, bring your legs out and around. This time bring the soles of your feet together, and if you need a cushion underneath your head, grab one. If not, bring yourself down, Supta Baddha Konasana, heels together, arms out to the side, palms upwards. Relax your fingers, relax your face. Maybe try playing around with having the feet a bit closer or a bit further away. Just relax your hips, eyes soft or closed. Again, turning your senses inwards. And just simply noticing how you feel now. Again, without judgment, without criticism, without making anything wrong, without labeling anything as good or bad, pleasant or unpleasant. It just is. And again, think of grounding and surrendering to this transition, which is more challenging nowadays because we don't have the gradual transition which we once had. Like when I was younger, we had the gradual transition into autumn, into winter, whereas nowadays we tend to kind of have like a hot day and then it's like wearing thermals, sometime later. So that can, be really challenging. But part of yoga is learning to adapt and move with the flow so that we can bend with these challenges rather than break. So if you can bend, then you're less likely to break. And part of being really in tune with yourself, with your body, with your needs, allows you to overcome all of challenges that may come to you. Again, whilst you're here, give thanks to Mother Earth. Again, bring to mind something that you enjoy at this time of year, or that you could enjoy. So maybe you really love Halloween, for example. Maybe you love that kind of year, you love kind of dressing up. Maybe you love walking in the woods when there's all the leaves on the floor, like swishing the leaves out the way, that kind of thing. Maybe it's, you like drinking pumpkin latte, whatever it might be. Again, just bring to mind something that you do or could really enjoy about this time of year. Maybe you're just grateful because, like me, I don't get on very well with the really hot weather. I do struggle when it's really, really hot. So I do prefer the cooler weather. So, it could be something that you could feel grateful for. So we're so good at picking the things we don't like and picking fault. Whereas it's about just turning it around and focusing on the things that we could appreciate, that we could be grateful for. And as you're doing that, I want you to notice the vibrations of the bowl, noticing how the vibrations move through your body, connecting with that sense of gratitude, connecting with that sense of being connected with Mother Earth, and feeling the vibrations as they move through your body. Take a nice, full, deep breath in for that nourishing breath. Hold the breath for as long as you can. Imagine that breath nurturing every cell in your body. Letting it go when you need to. And gently bringing your knees together. Maybe hugging your knees into your chest as we did in the beginning, rocking a little bit side to side, or circling the knees around, or whatever other movement comes instinctively to you right now. If you feel ready to end your practice, you could start to stretch out your arms and legs, moving in whatever way feels good for you. And in your own time, in your own way, Bringing yourself back up to sitting. Coming to a sitting position. And we do 3 Oms. So when we Om, imagine it's in 3 parts. All you have to do is open your mouth really wide for the first bit. Ah. Then you start to close your mouth. Ah. Then you bring your lips together. So you don't really have to do anything apart from just open the mouth as wide. So if you're saying Father, close it a little bit, then bring the lips together. Notice the vibrations. When you first start, you may feel the vibration in your kind of solar plexus area. As you bring your close your mouth a little bit, you'll feel it in your heart area. As you bring your lips together, you may feel it in your mouth and the tip of your nose. So just bring your hands, palms up, thumb and index finger together, Gyan Mudra. Close your eyes so you can feel the vibration. That's what it's about. It's about feeling the vibration. It's not about whether you can sing or not, because, you know. So nice deep breath in. Inhale. One more inhale. And bring your palms together, hands to your heart, heart to hands. Take a little bow to seal your practice. Namaste. So much love. If you enjoyed it, if you have any questions, let me know. So we've got Mr. Flumpelstiltskin, we've got Mr. Felix, who's playing around with the curtains, and we've got me. So enjoy the rest of your day. Mwah.